I'm Senée, the Princess Guide. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I'm so happy you're here. In case you don't know me, I'm a qualified mental health professional, life coach, and book author. If you'd like to learn more about me or work one-on-one with me, all the information is in the description box below. Now, let's talk about life. And today we are actually in my kitchen because I need to have some tea and talk with you about, oh boy, self-esteem and self-worth. And that can be a loaded subject, but I've been thinking a lot about it today. I have been dealing over the last few months proving my identity, proving I am who I say I am, that I deserve to have my ID renewed. I mean, it's been a huge mess. And it's really had me thinking a lot about, well, first of all, how we show up in life and how we show up for other people, but also how we treat other people. I told someone today that the DMV is a special kind of hell that should never be experienced by anyone. I mean, people there were nice. The person who actually did my paperwork was super, super nice, had a really great spirit and energy, and I'm just so grateful that that's the person who worked with me to get everything done. But prior to that, I dealt with a lot of people that just, they were nice on the surface, but their energy was just not nice. And they kept telling me things like, well, you need to have a different paperwork, or we're not going to accept this, and blah, 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 blah. And so it had me really frustrated. And I kept thinking, well, I am who I say I am. And it really gets to self-worth. So let me take a sip of tea, and then we're going to get into this. Because my question to you is, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Your first answer is always the right one, by the way. So, but, you know, when we think about self-worth and self-concept, our self-concept is actually the thoughts that we have about ourselves. Self-esteem is the feelings that we have about ourselves, and self-worth are the thoughts and the feelings together. So, how do you have a positive self-worth when you may have people treating you negatively? And I think it all goes back to what I've been writing about and saying for a long time now, but more so recently, that we really have to go within. We have to know who we are, what our values are, what is important to us, what our boundaries are, meaning what we will and we will not accept. And once we have that, I mean, yeah, there are going to be people who try you. So yeah, you're going to have people who try your patience, who make you question everything about yourself. And this is especially true, well, in all relationships, quite honestly. But it really does come out in romantic relationships quite often. And I go back to, you have to really know who you are, what your values are, what you stand for. And even knowing those things, it can still make you question sometimes. And that isn't a bad thing, actually, because when we ask ourselves those questions, we're more open to actually discovering if there are some changes that we need to make, positive changes that we need to make. And positive change is always a great thing. Y'all know, if you have watched or read any of my work, that it's my mission to help you make positive changes in life. So
Let's take a look at some questions. We're just going to go through a short exercise and ask some questions that will help us decide if we might have some self esteem issues and how we can really identify who we are and answer that question. Who are you? Okay, so just answer yes or no to these questions. Do I have an inability to accept compliments? Do I make self disparaging remarks? Do I see myself as unattractive, worthless, a loser, a burden, unimportant? Do I take blame easily? Do I have a lack of pride in grooming myself? Do I have difficulty in saying no to others? Do I assume that I'm not liked by others? Do I have a fear of rejection by others, especially those in my peer group? Do I have a lack of any goals for my life? Do I set inappropriately low goals for myself? Do I have an inability to identify positive characteristics of myself? Am I anxious and uncomfortable in social situations? If you answered yes to any of these questions, that's great because it means that you are self aware enough to have insight into yourself and to things that you may want to change about yourself, especially when it comes to your self worth. These are some of the things that I do with clients. We really work down into areas that will be beneficial to change. So let's dig a little deeper and keep going. Okay, for this exercise, you're really going to want to grab a piece of paper and a pen. So run and do that really quick, and I'll be right here. Okay, ready? Here we go. I'm going to go back to the question I've already asked before, and I'm going to ask it again. Who are you? I want you to list 3 things about yourself that you're really proud of. So just go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3. 3 things about yourself that you're really proud of. The next thing is I want you to list 3 things you'd like to change about your self-worth or in general. Now, we just went through the list of self-worth concepts. If you found anything on that list that you want to change, write that down. Or if there's something else in your life that you want to change, write that down. So we've got 1, 2, 3 things that we want to change either about our self-worth or our life in general. Now from that list, I want you to pick one. Pick one thing, and then I want you to list one thing that you can do today that will begin changing it. So what is one thing that you can implement and do today that will begin to change that one thing that you picked? I'm not asking you to solve your whole entire world's problems in one day. We just want to start with one thing. Now, I want to ask, what are your values? What are your values? And I want you to list 3 to 5 things that are important to you. Really important. And we can go, it could be anything like integrity, authenticity, people who show up for you when you need them. The list just goes on and on and on. But list 3 to 5 things that are very important to you. Okay, now the next one is, what are your boundaries? I've been talking about this so much. I've talked about it for years, but recently I've been talking about it a lot. What are your boundaries? If we don't have, I say it and I'll say it again, and I say it all the time. Every castle has a wall around it. That wall is that's your boundaries. That means this is the behavior and the actions I will accept from other people, and this is what I won't accept. So I want you to list 3 to 5 things, and I want them to be 3 to 5 behaviors from other people that you will not allow. It could be anything, and it doesn't matter because it's so specific to you. We want to know about you. So just make sure it's something that you will not allow. 3 to 5 behaviors. Think about past experiences, things that have happened negatively or that made you feel negative. And those are the 3 to 5 things you need to write down here. And then the last one is, what is important to you? I want you to list 3 to 5 things that are the most important things for you and to you. That could be anything from in any area of life. As far as general life goes, it could be, it's important that people treat me with respect and honor. If it's about relationships, it could be that, a person does what they say they're going to do when they say they're going to do it. So I want you to list 3 to 5 of those things. And now we have a really great list. And if you look at that list is going to tell you who you are. This is who you are. This is what you stand for. This is how you show up on a daily basis. And this is what you expect other people to do that are in your life, how they show up for you in your life. Thank you again for watching. I'm so grateful for you, and I appreciate you spending your time with me. If you found this helpful or insightful, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, and join me for another episode soon. Remember, if you'd like to have the Princess guide you and have me work with you personally, you can log on to theprincessguide.com. That's theprincessguide.com. Until next time, keep your crown on and stay on your throne.